Hi everyone, welcome to the ZyNerd's NEET PG Info Guide session on Odisha PG Medical Counseling. We are nearing the start of the counseling process. We expect that the counseling will start anytime around the last week of July if we go by the MCC's intimation to all the institutes for uploading the seat matrix. We expect that all the counseling notifications will come over the next week. That is the usual timeline, next week or the next 10 days. We are going with Odisha based on the reference of 2022, what happened, and the Odisha guidelines for 2023 had also been published at least 2 months back. So we have also taken a reference of that, not many changes, but we'll give you one experience based feedback on what has happened last year and also based on the guidelines on what is happening. We'll be looking at eligibility, application requirements, the certificates, roundwise rules on exit, joining, upgradation, etc., and the choice filling and allotment rules as well. Odisha has one combined counseling for state government quota seats, which is 50% of its state government institute seats, and another 50 and 100% of the private institute seats. There are two institutes, High Tech Bhubaneswar and High Tech Rourkela. All the seats of these institutes are available as part of Odisha counseling. It also has NBE Diploma seats in government hospitals only for in-service candidates, like in the regulation. So these are the set of seats that you would be primarily interested in. If they were an in-service candidate, you will obviously be eligible for NBE Diploma seats as well. The NEET PG percentile based qualification, we already know that UR or UWS candidates qualify if they are above 50 percentile. PWD candidates of UR PWD candidates have a qualifying criteria of 45 percentile, and other candidates, OBC, SC, ST candidates qualify if they are above 40 percentile. SC, ST categorization is available, reservation is available in Odisha. If you belong to OBC NCL, in Odisha, 40 percentile is the criteria, but you will be eligible under UR. Let us say you are an OBC candidate, you are between 40 and 50 percentile, you will still be eligible, but you will be eligible as UR in Odisha. Discontinued candidates, Odisha has a pretty kind of a weird criteria over here. If you discontinue, you can kind of like say if you discontinue, you can participate in the counseling after depositing the monetary penalty as per guidelines, which is pretty open and kind of promoting that, but yeah. So eligibility for Odisha government seats, 50% of government institutes plus 50% of private institutes. Who are eligible? Candidates who are MBBS from Odisha but resident of other states. That is category. So we'll start with category 1. Sorry, candidates who are permanent residents of Odisha, they are eligible. And category 2, irrespective of where they have completed their MBBS from. And category 2 is candidates who are residents of other states but who have passed MBBS from the state of Odisha in a government medical college under 15% All India quota. Let us say you applied for 15% All India quota in MBBS during your when you are applying for MBBS seats, and you were allotted in Odisha government college, and in that Odisha government college you have completed your MBBS, then you are eligible for Odisha government quota Odisha counseling. Odisha is kind of is a closed state. Basically, we are trying to figure out if there is any other logic to it, but it is a closed state. Only permanent residents of Odisha and those who have completed MBBS from government institutes in Odisha from other states are eligible. The seat split is also a little different. You have direct seats, you have in-service seats. So basically all the seats which are private and government seats, they are split into direct seats and in-service seats. 50% goes into direct, 50% goes into in-service. Who is a direct candidate? Anybody who falls under this category and is not employed in Odisha is a direct candidate. Basically, most of the candidates would fall under direct candidates. Those who are in Odisha in service, in Odisha government, Odisha PSUs, Government of India PSUs, defense services, with 3+ years of experience, it can be contractual, temporary, ad hoc employment or regular employment before March 31, 2023, then these candidates are eligible for in-service seats. So you are either an in-service candidate or a direct candidate. If you are a direct candidate, you are eligible only for the 50% direct seats. If you are an in-service candidate, you are eligible only for the 50% in-service seats. So within that, you still have a specific difference where 25% of government quota direct 25% of seats come under the government quota in management. So let us say I take the state government institutes, half of them are for direct candidates and half of them are in-service candidates. Very straightforward, right? No confusion. Half of the government quota institute seats are for direct candidates, half of for in-service candidates. So Odisha has 200 government quota seats, let us say 100 come under the state quota. Within that 100, 50 will come under direct and 50 will come under in-service in state government hospitals. Private institutes, let us say there are 100 private institute seats. Those are split as direct 50 and direct in-service 50. So 50 seats will be under direct, 50 seats will be under in-service candidates. Within that direct, 25% comes under government quota and 25% comes under management quota, and within that in-service, 25% comes under government quota and 25% comes under management quota. Why this distinction when it is an open state? It is not an open state, we are not aware of it. The only difference that we see is in terms of reservation. Under these government quota seats, let us say 25 seats come under government quota for direct candidates, then those seats have a reservation. Similarly, but management quota seats don't have a reservation, all are UR. That is the only distinction we have been able to figure out. Possibly that is the reason why they are split that way, because there is no difference in fee that we see, or we don't intend to see any difference in fee in the future too. There is a confusion there too. Reservation, you can see the reservation over here. There is no OBC reservation. OBC candidates may avail the benefit of 40% plus, but they don't have a reservation. They come under open seats, and the rest of the reservation is provided here. Green card and ex-service reservation is available over here. It is obviously only for Odisha. All the reservation is only for Odisha state candidates. Seats increased under the EWS quota will be available only for EWS candidates. That has been notified. And candidates claiming green card. In case you are claiming green card, your parents' original green card should be produced, and you should not have claimed reservation, the privilege of reservation earlier. And in case you are eligible for ex-serviceman category, you should be a permanent resident of Odisha and son or daughter of a person who has been defense services, etc. There is a recent judgment order also which says that first preference within this ex-serviceman will be given to ex-serviceman actually, and not to wards of ex-serviceman. You can just look at the Odisha portal for that information. State in-service reservation, 50% of the state seats, like we already said here, 50% of the seats in the complete set, state, government or private, are available. Degree seats are available for government in-service candidates, and all the NBE diploma seats. This is the regulation. Within the state government hospitals, all the NBE diploma seats that are available for state quota, when we say 100%, it is 50% of the total state NBE diploma seats. Those will be available for in-service candidates. Reservation is across the government and management quota. Both have reservation in Odisha. And who is an in-service employee, we already explained that 3+ years of service, and in-service candidates are only eligible for in-service seats. After 10/20/30, they have a 10/20/30 reservation. So basically, an in-service candidate list is prepared. How is it prepared? All in-service candidates are taken separately. A list is prepared. They are eligible for the in-service seats. Within that list, incentives are provided at 10%, 20%, 30% based on the rural area of where they are working, and a list is prepared within in-service. This will not impact the direct candidates because the list is only exclusive for in-service, and the seats are also exclusive for in-service. Registration, it is a very simple process. Register online, creating a username and password, submit, and then attend physical document verification. Odisha will have around 4-5 days for physical document verification. You will have to go there, verify your physical documents physically, and then only then you will be eligible for the process. Fill and lock the choices, allotment and joining. The documents required are available over here. So for verification, what is required is also mentioned over here very clearly. Printout of application form. This is a printout. We have mentioned originals, but this is a printout. NEET PG scorecard is required. Payment is required from the bank is required. Photo ID, matriculation certificates, MBBS degree, provisional mark sheets, internship completion, registration certificate, etc. You can have a look at these. A permanent resident or domicile or nativity certificate is required, issued within the last 5 years. If you are not an MBBS from Odisha, this is how you will be eligible from Odisha. So you will have to take this certificate in case you belong to a reserved category. SC, ST and ex-servicemen and PH is also termed as reserved categories. You get a certificate accordingly. OBC certificate. If you qualify between 40 and 50%, you have to produce an OBC certificate for qualification. If you are above 50%, that is not required. You have service certificates for the in-service candidates. Authorization letter, in case you are sending across somebody else on your behalf, you need an authorization letter. And in addition, during the counseling, basically at the time of joining, you will have to submit the admit card, the contact certificate plus 2 mark sheets. Contact certificate is same as the character certificate, or in case in your degree it is mentioned contact is good, that is enough. And bond and originals need to be submitted. If you belong to EWS, EWS certificate needs to be submitted. There are a few EWS seats as well. Roundwise rules, we'll clearly look at the roundwise rules of Odisha. These are very important because Odisha follows a rule. There are certain rules in Odisha which might be critical for you to understand. Round 1 is fresh choice filling. You will fill choices, obviously. Round 1, you're allotted and you do not join. It is free exit in Odisha. You are eligible for round 2. Round 1, you joined and resigned. You are eligible for further rounds. But 10% of the admission fee, whatever amount you paid, that needs to be given back. So basically, the admission fee will be paid 58,800. Let us say it's for government institutes. That will be paid paid online through a link to Odisha to the Odisha authority itself. So if you are upgrading in R2, 10% of that will be deducted, and or if you resign, 10% will be deducted and the rest amount paid. Round 1 allotted and joined, yeah, eligible for R2. So basically round 1, after round 1, all candidates will be eligible for R2, including joined and resigned. Round 2, there is fresh choice filling again in round 2. Last year in the prospectus, Odisha will mention that no fresh registrations will be possible in round 2. Even now they have mentioned that. In the mop-up round, they will allow fresh registration. So if you miss applying in round 1, you will not be eligible for round 2. You will be eligible only for mop-up. Very clear. If you want to attend at round 2, apply during round 1. We have always been telling that whether they allow or not, apply during round 1. But last year, because the cutoffs were reduced before round 2, the reduction in cutoff notification came in before the start of round 2, after the end of All India round 2, after All India round 2 results were published. So at that point in time, Odisha decided to do a fresh registration. So candidates, other candidates too, who were eligible earlier, they had a chance to apply for fresh registration on Odisha round 2 last year. They did not do it in mop-up because they already included everyone in round 2. But don't believe that the cutoff reduction will happen at this point in time, etc., and miss out on round 2. Always register during round 1. Round 2 allotted and joined. Obviously, we know that state are to join or ineligible for further rounds. Round 2 allotted and did not join. They were allotted in mop-up. You can check for this year. They were able to be allotted in mop-up last year. Mop-up offline round. Mop-up is an offline round. You have to travel to physically and then attend the mop-up at the central location. Fresh registration if cutoff is lowered. If already round 2 itself they announced applications, they will not do it again. Original college leaving certificate or transfer certificate is required. Rules mentioned that All India mop-up allotted. If you are allotted in All India mop-up, you are not eligible for the physical counselling. That is what the rules mentioned, but candidates had joined. So there is even though the rule mentioned that some candidates would have gone to the physical round and they were able to get allotted, even though they were allotted in All India mop-up. This is a very grey area. Assume the worst and take decisions because at any point in time anybody takes it up, then that is going to become an issue. Allotted, not eligible for the further rounds. Those who are allotted in mop-up, they are not eligible for stray round irrespective of whether they joined or not. And this at mop-up round, what happens is first MDMS counselling happens and then in-service NBE Diploma counselling happens. In case you are an in-service candidate, you take an MDMS clinical seat or non-clinical seat, etc. Even if there are NBE Diploma clinical seats, you might not be able to attend it at the attend the mop-up round for NBE Diploma clinicals. Stray vacancies are again the same. It is exactly the same rules. You go in with your original CLC and attend the counselling, then you have the stray vacancy round, which is a special stray which was conducted in this month of January, which is also similar to the stray vacancy round. Same rules. Whoever was allotted earlier in stray was not eligible irrespective of whether they joined or not. The conversion happens in mop-up. This is a pretty tricky one because you have in-service and then reservation. So in-service reserved candidates seats that they transfer to in-service UR and then direct reserved. So that is a difference there. And then direct UR. So basically after in-service UR seats, in case nobody takes that, then they are transferred to direct reserved seats. SC, ST, PWD, ST seats are converted to SC and then to PWD or ex-serviceman all these seats are conversions happens to general. All the conversions to general happens in the mop-up round. So now it is not ST to SC or SC to PC, etc. It is the entire conversion. Note that the mop-up round and stray vacancy round allotments were not published last year by Odisha. We have got that for you anyways. We have gone through that entire process, reworked on the 138 stray vacancy mop-up allotments one by one by going through the NEET PG NMC released allotted joint candidates list, which was released around 2 to 3 weeks back. We have pulled out data from there, got them, split them as direct and in-service candidates, looked at each allotment against the seat matrix, and actually conducted the counseling again in sequence, and we have been able to pull out the data. Odisha round 3 and stray possibly 1 or 2, I think. Stray is information is available now in the portal. Possibly it is only round 3, I'm not sure. There are 2 stray allotments possibly in non-clinical seats, which we have possibly included in round 3, because that doesn't make a huge difference at that stage. Registration fee is 2,500. You have to pay through SBI Collect. The tuition fee is for government is 35,000, along with the other fee put together, it will come to 58,800. First year's admission fee, basically, along with the tuition you will pay caution deposits, one-time fee, etc. That will come to 58,800. This has to be paid after you get allotted through an online link which will be shared. Penalty for leaving the course, 10 lakhs plus stipend is the penalty for leaving the course. The already paid fee is non-refundable. High-Tech Bhubaneswar and High-Tech Rourkela, this might be very important for you. They have an issue with the fee prescribed by Odisha government. After paying 7.15 lakhs or whatever the prescribed fee to the Odisha government, when you go to High-Tech Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, possibly you will the institutes may ask for a higher fee. There was an issue in 2022-21 counseling, and possibly in 2022 too. They claim that the clinical fee should be 25 lakhs, so they might ask for higher fee structure. Odisha government, what they did is last year, the DME realized that there was an issue in round 1, asked every candidate and the institute authorities to come together for scrutiny and ensured that they paid this fee of 7.15 lakhs. How it is going to work in the next year, etc., we are not sure. But pre-clinicals and paraclinicals are at 7.15 lakhs for government and management quota. Service bond, government has a 2-year service bond. If you are taking it through AAQ or state quota, there is a 2-year service bond, and twice the amount of stipend is the penalty to be paid in case you don't complete the service bond. Twice the amount of stipend paid throughout the 3-year period. The stipend paid currently is 63, 64, 67. So throughout the 3-year period, you have a 23.5 lakhs or so stipend which you will receive for 3 years. Twice that is approximately 47 lakhs. That is the penalty that needs to be paid. Course discontinuation penalty is as mentioned. So that is pretty much about Odisha. Now we will also quickly have a look at one second. We'll also have a look at how to look at the information on Odisha in ZyNerd. You go to the closing ranks and click on Odisha. Each state is represented here. Okay, one second. Sorry, I think the screen is not visible. We'll just end it here. I think it should be visible now. Right? So you can go to the home section and you'll see the closing ranks. Go to closing ranks and you will be able to see Odisha over here. These are split state-wise because each state counselling is separate, and you will have to look at each state counselling separately. If you are eligible for Odisha, you can click on Odisha PG Medical, and then you have the complete list of seats under Odisha. You might not see for a certain set of seats. We will be updating all that. It is the same information, but we will be updating all that at the earliest. Now you can see that you can select 2022 for reference for last year. Initially it will be under counselling rank. The state ranks have not been declared now. So from counselling rank change to all India rank. You don't need to worry about in-service candidate versus direct candidate or incentives, etc., because seats are separate for in-service and the regular candidates, non-service candidates. Pick up government quota, in-service quota, or management quota, in-service quota. Management quota and government quota are for non-in-service or direct candidates. Select your category that you belong to. If you belong to UR, you can select UR. Select the course you are interested in. Let's say you are interested in anesthesia, select that, and select government quota if you are interested in government quota. Just click on that. You will see all government institute anesthesiology seats and which ranks they closed by. Odisha has a specific thing as far as the stipend goes, which we forgot mentioning. So there is Odisha provides an 18,000 incentive stipend, which we will also add on here. Odisha has, just to ensure that this is clear, for pre-clinicals we are sure that they provide an incentive of 18,000. The GO says paraclinicals as well. So for these candidates 81,000 is supposed to be the incentive. And you are so we were looking at MD anesthesiology. Here you can see the closing ranks of Odisha government quota, UR, basically all seats under for direct candidates. If you're a direct candidate, you will select Odisha government quota, and you see SCB Cuttack closed at 18,000 in round 3, 10,000 in round 2, and the closing ranks here. This will also clear give you a list of possible preference orders. Acharya Harihar Cancer Center has an MD anesthesiology seat alone. Let us say you simply want to look at general medicine. It is a pretty simple thing to do. Just change it to general medicine. You want to look at all clinicals, simply change it to clinicals. That is how that is as simple as that. You will be able to see all information. We will also be updating other information on the portal as well when 2023 happens, along with the fees, stipend, bond, and every change detail will be available. Thanks a lot for watching. In case you want to look at complete information, you can subscribe to ZyNerd if you have not subscribed. We'll be updating all the 2023 information. The counseling is nearing. At least take 15 days time for looking at the data before you enter the counseling, because you'll know the quotas, categories, all the rules, the questions on rules will come up earlier. We'll be able to sort that out earlier, etc. Wait for this year's rules too. There might be a change in terms of rules for this year. Just wait for that. At least in the sequence of counseling, we are expecting a change. Let's wait for that, and then we will let you know how the entire thing works. We'll definitely support you throughout the counseling process. Thanks a lot for watching.